Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing another movie review for you all. This movie is a horror film from Poland, Polish language English subs, released in the year 2018, directed by Bartosz Konopka, and this film is called The Mute. So The Mute is about, set in medieval times. You have two Christian missionaries who are travelling to a foreign land to convert new people. So when they get there, they believe that these people are very corruptive, they are sinners, and so they start to go about their ways. But then as they get more and more integrated into their lifestyle, one of the missionaries starts to second guess what he's doing, and he believes that he can save them by himself. But this infuriates his friend to a point where his friend believes the new people are manipulating him, therefore he will do anything it takes to save his friend, even if it means bloodshed. So whether or not that's the case, something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on The Mute. As far as newcomers are concerned, Poland is definitely one of the most exciting nations to come in recent times. Now, they have maintained a very, very strong standard. In fact, Netflix seems to be a haven for Polish films recently, but this is a movie outside of Netflix, and so that was a new experience for me, and I was hoping that it was going to maintain that very high standard. And so as far as very consistent nations are concerned, you have Korea, Scandinavia, and now you have Poland, and so that's really exciting to see that a new nation has really come on board. And so I was hoping that Bartosz Konopka would maintain that level and maybe provide something a little bit more. And so with that high expectation and excitement coming into the movie, I can thankfully say that all that expectation was delivered, and I will say that it's one of the most unnerving films I've seen in quite a while. Now, this is not a straight out horror film. Many people would say that it's in fact a drama, but I would say it's horror for the captivating and hypnotic quality that the movie possesses, in a way that really elevates and intensifies that feeling of vulnerability, that feeling of being alone, that feeling of being in a foreign world and having your religion to rely on, but when you start to second guess that religion, you're spiraling down a dark hole, and that dark hole just gets darker and darker and darker. It has very surreal and vivid imagery that I thought really captivated me and had me on the edge of my seat. It reminded me of Ben Wheatley films such as Kill List, where nothing particularly scary is actually happening, but the way the cinematography captures you and the way it really integrates with the soundtrack just makes you feel on edge. You don't know why you're on edge, but you just feel as though something catastrophic is about to happen. And as these missionaries start to integrate into this new lifestyle, I thought it was a snowball effect. This is where the relationship between the missionaries was starting to have that level of mistrust. And so who could you believe? Who was the good guy? Who was the bad guy? And these new people, are they the bad guys? They're having this religion thrust upon them, and this is the devastating, destructive effect that religion can have. And it's not too different by today's standards. As far as fanaticism and extremism is concerned, this is the scary side of religion. And so as the missionaries start to integrate more and more, I thought as though the movie gets darker and darker, and the hypnotic quality that the cinematography possesses, I thought was a showcase of expert production. I thought the acting was absolutely fantastic. Relationships and interactions with each other I thought was absolutely fascinating. It was almost like a completely different dimension, another world. And that other world, as I said, was that emphasizing that vulnerability, and that vulnerability of blindly following your faith and then starting to second guess it and realizing that you're all alone. So the movie does have some shocking scenes of violence, but it doesn't rely on that violence. It just relies on that unnerving ability to capture you through the imagination. And so the psychology of this movie I thought was expertly done. The slow burn tension I thought was unbearable at times. I know that some people might not like the fact that it's quite a long film, and it does take quite a bit of time to really get going, but if you can have the patience, I feel as though you're going to be wonderfully rewarded by the time this movie finishes. And so it's just a slow burn pressure cooker of psychology. It's a battlefield of wits, and who comes out in the end will have you guessing. And so that's something that I really, really appreciated. I thought as though it's yet another Polish film that that ticked all the right boxes and just further emphasises the fact that they have really put their stamp on world cinema. If I have issues with the movie, there are some predictable qualities to it. It is about missionaries, trying to convert people. We have seen that done before, but the way that the cinematography and the production engulfs you, you feel as though you're watching something different within something that you've seen. And so that was good. I thought right at the end was fairly predictable. I knew what was going to happen, but it was getting to that finish that I thought was absorbing. It never outstayed its welcome, and it just had me from start to finish. And that's saying something, being a long film, but it really, really does deliver. And so if it sounds like your kind of thing, I would go out there and see it. If you have the patience and the attention span, you're going to be rewarded. I'm going to give The Mute 4 stars. Alright guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.